Okay, guys, we are here after our stop. I'm sure we needed it. We are almost under the arch. We are almost under the arch. This arch has been built after the earthquake as a honor to the great persons who helped Lisbon throughout the history to be the city that it is now. So we cannot see it from here just because there is the Eurovision contest this year here in Lisbon, and that's just a peripheral basically show. The actual Eurovision show takes place in Oriente. But here they're gonna do shows every day with Portuguese singers, etc. So you can hear the noise, I'm sure. We cannot go there, so I'm gonna explain you everything from here. On the front of the arch, you will see four big characters, four big persons. The first one is Viriatus. I've already told you about him when we started the tour, and he was the leader of the Lusitans who fought against the Roman. The second one is Vasco da Gama, the one who discovered in 1498 India. The third one is Marques de Pombal, the one who rebuilt the entire city. And the fourth one is Nuno Álvares Pereira, the one I was telling you about in front of the Carmo convent, the one who became a monk after fighting against the Spanish crown, who wanted to dominate the entire Portuguese territory. Also, the square is called Praça do Comércio because back in the days, because it's close to the riverside, all the merchants, they were coming, they were dealing goods, they were trading. It was the perfect spot. Also, you will see after, it has buildings on three sides, so here and here. And it's also called the square of Palace Square, because from the very beginning of the history in Portugal, the royalty was staying there. All the political actions were decided there. It's also the place where if the Inquisition was taking all deciding everything back in the theater, Mary II, here is where the Inquisition was burning everyone. Okay, so the fires were there after burning. So every Sunday people were coming down to the square. They were actually seeing the burning of the people, and after that they were going to church or having a big buffet all together to celebrate. Of course, because when you burn someone, you celebrate after. Also, it's a very important place because in 1932, the best university teacher of Coimbra, Salazar, economics teacher, was offered the place of prime minister. He was so inspired by Mussolini that he took Mussolini's slogan and he made it his own for this country. His slogan was something like, everything for the nation, nothing against the nation. He had so much success that then he became the leader of Portugal. 45 years of dictatorship started with Salazar. When a population is under a dictatorship, what happens? A real leader has to come up with something to distract people, to keep them under control. What he did, he used the technique of the three F's: Fado, football, and Fatima. Fatima, 1917. A small town of 40 inhabitants this street pastoral, they see the Virgin Mary, everyone from all over the world wants to come there. Big commerce, big thing for a poor country. Second thing, Portugal is still really important. Football. And 13th, Fado, which was born in Alfama. So these things which are still big nowadays. What happened when the revolution ended? It ended in 1974 with the Carnation Revolution. A lot of red carnation in the hands of everyone who wanted the dictatorship to end. Salazar was dead already 4 years before. All the colonies they started a civil war back in the 60s. Because they wanted the independence, and finally in the 90s all the colonies got the independence. This was the only peaceful revolution ever in the entire world. 1986, Portugal, along with Spain, gets into the European community. You can still see, when you talk to people, you can still see how this dictatorship has influenced them. Now there is a big group of university students coming, so I'm gonna close this very quickly. This is the end of my tour. If you have questions, it's now the time to ask me. I'm gonna show you the list of my favorite places, so that if you wanna go for dinner, drinks, or I'm gonna advise you about some miradouros, the scenic points I've talked about earlier. But before ending my tour today, I need to ask you a big favor. Please rate me on TripAdvisor. Only if you loved me. If you didn't like me, no, I'm joking. Please, if you didn't like me, really just come to me and speak honestly. I would really appreciate it, because as I said at the beginning, I want to actually quit my full-time job and become a full-time guide, so your help is totally needed. So yeah, thanks for sharing your time with me today, and see you in the afternoon if you want to join me on another tour.